welcome back to my channel. Ever had a week where you followed your rules almost perfectly, except from one day where you completely ignore your own advice? That was my week. 6 trades, 6 losses, and one expensive lesson. And one expensive lesson in why rules exist. So this is the week of the 29th, trading Nasdaq futures. So I got 6 trades, 6 losses, summary of minus $255. On Monday, I had 2 trades, both reds. Tuesday, 2 trades, both red. Wednesday and Thursday, no trades. Friday, 2 trades, also both red. Before we dive in, let me clear something. This was not a perfect discipline week. I made one significant mistake on Tuesday that I'm going to own completely. But I also got a lot of things right, and that's what I want you to see. Now, let me give you the full context. This is the economy calendar for the week, and this tells the story where I followed my process and where I didn't. Monday, normally you know that I don't trade Mondays, but this was supposed to be an NFP week, and NFP Mondays typically are really good. So I made an exception. And what happened is that we got unscheduled Trump speaks, which wasn't on the calendar when I looked, and it wasn't part of my analysis. Tuesday, Trump speaking was scheduled, plus we have red folder, and I have a rule of not trading during major speeches, yet I did. And here's where I screwed up. I traded anyway. We'll talk about that decision and why I was wrong. Wednesday, multiple red folder news. When they are spreaded through different times, I stay out because they can create choppy price action and you don't really know when the energy will hit. Thursday should have been pre-NFP day, and usually you can feel the graph waiting for the NFP report. And Friday we had clean calendar, which I took 2 trades. So when I look at this week, I see followed my Monday exception rule correctly, broke my Tuesday speech rule knowingly, followed Wednesday and Thursday filters, and execute my Friday plan. That's 4 out of 5 days of solid discipline, with 1 day where I needed to learn from my mistakes. Now let's go trade by trade. So Monday we have 2 trades. One was a small win and the other one is a losses. But 0 regrets because I handled this exactly how I should have. About the first trade, we have session open right here, sitting exactly on the 1 week look back. But we have on top this 3-hour look back. And if we go to the 1 minute chart, what we can see is that price just moves sideways here for about 10 minutes. And this is price distortion, when price is between 2 areas that it reacts from. We can see it reacts from the bottom and reacts from the top. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking we're not going to break through, and I take my profits. I take around $20 here, but when I look it on retrospective, I should advance my stop. I should advance my stop to, let's say, this low or something similar, and keep the trade running, maybe for break even. That would have brought me for a good successful trade and not taking profit early. But did I leave my money on the table? Yeah. We eventually broke through. But was it the right decision with the information I had at the moment? I think so, yes. And that's trading. You make the best decision you can do with what you know. So after we broke 3-hour look back, what I looked for is to get into the trade in 10. 10 is a critical hour. I got my predefined stop here, but the issue is that I entered in overbought area. We can see price already took it movement, and I get in and price reverts on me immediately. But here's what I did right. I had my stop set before the entry and I stuck to my 2 trading maximum for today. I didn't spiral into I need to make it back mode, because I could have taken this short, for example, here, but I decided to close the graph. Monday ends, 1 early exit based on price action, 1 clean stop out, process followed, and that's all you can ask for when the unexpected happens. And this is Tuesday, and this is the day where I need to call myself out. As we saw before on the Forex Factory calendar, Trump's speech scheduled with red folder events, both clearly marked. I have a rule of not trading during major speeches. The reason for this rule is simple. You can feel the graph is waiting, and we'll see it right now. But this is the mistake I want you to learn from, not repeat, and let's see. Session open at 9:30, we have this 6-hour look back, and what happens is that we just break through. This is fine. Stuff like this happens. But I see we have this 12-day look back at 10. Again, 10 is critical hour. And this is what happens. Price now reach and we're in. But again, Trump is speaking at 11. And let's see what happens to the graph. For 30 minutes, the graph just stalls, just sideways chop. The setup was right, my analysis was right, but the context was wrong. Trump was speaking, this is exactly why my rule designed to protect me from. Here's what I should have done. Seeing that calendar, just close my trading platform and go to a walk. It could save me from a loss of $80. Although it is below my daily max, still we could have saved this loss. Sometimes you need to break your rules to remember why they exist. Consider this my intuition pay for this reminder. I hit my 2 trade cap for the day even when I broke my speech trading rule. I didn't break my risk management. My 2 trading maximum did its job and stopped me from having a major mistake. Now let's address something. If you're watching this and thinking this guy just broke his own rules and lost money, why should I trust his process? And that's a fair question. I'm not here to pretend I'm the perfect trader. I'm here to show you what real trading looks like, which includes making mistakes and owning them and learning from them. But the difference between a losing trader and a learning trader isn't perfection. It's transparency with yourself and the environment. It's reviewing what went wrong, understanding why it went wrong, and adjusting for the next time. If you see a trader that only showing winners, they either lying or cherry pick their examples. If you want an honest MNQ featured content, the discipline, the mistake, the lessons, and the process, hit the subscribe button, because some weeks I'll get it right, like I did before, and some weeks I'll get it mostly right with one mistake. And you'll see exactly how I handled both. Alright, let's get to Friday. So Friday, 2 trades, both losses. And that's the difference between Tuesday, because this one wasn't a rule violation, that was genuine analytical miss. So what happened here is that 9:45 being in extreme premium, we have the true week open here, and we drop to day discount. My analysis told me we're going short, but I was definitely wrong. We have this 18-hour look back, which we shorted. I got into this trade a bit late and got stopped out in the next candle. Then I see that I have this also 8-hour look back for 10:30, but again immediately loss. Now after session close, I'm going through my chart, doing my review, and this is what I see. In the 1-hour chart we have this 10 a.m. 24-hour look back, which we perfectly bounced from. I was so zoomed into the intraday structure that I didn't check the 24-hour look back in the 1-hour chart, and that's the level that was mattered. Plus we've been in the daily discount, and that what invalidated my short bias. And this exactly why I do post-trade reviews every single week. Not to beat myself up, but to find the specific things that I missed so I can add it to my checklist. This loss just taught me when I have 10 a.m. news, I need to check the 1-hour chart to understand where we can reject from. We can't catch everything in pre-session analysis or through the session analysis. We're human, we miss confluences, we overlook levels, but we can systematically improve our process by reviewing and reviewing what we missed. That's how you get better at trading. One lesson at a time, one review at a time. You can't be always right. Have you ever broken your own trading rule because you had a good feeling about a setup? How that worked for you? Let's be honest in the comment section down below. No judgment, just learning. So that's the week of September 29th. 6 trades, 6 losses, minus $255. But here's the real scoreboard. I followed my 2 trade daily maximum every single day, check. Every stop loss was predefined, check. Filtered out Wednesday and Thursday correctly, check. Handled Monday unexpected event properly, check. Completed post-trade review and found Friday analysis mistake, check. But I broke my rule on Tuesday and paid for it, that's on me. 4 out of 5 days of solid discipline, and the key is I know which was which. And that's what separates a random losing week from a learning week. I can tell you exactly what I did right and exactly what I did wrong. That's progress. The market doesn't care about our feelings, it doesn't owe us profits. What we control is our process, our risk management, and our ability to control from every single trade. Winners and losers, rule followers and rule breakers. If you got value from this honest breakdown, hit that like button. It helps this content reach other traders who are trying to do this the right way or just struggling with their trading journey. And if you want to follow this journey, the weeks I get it right and the weeks I break my rules, subscribe and turn on notification. I post these recaps every week and I promise you'll never see me sugarcoat the losers or hide the mistakes. Drop a comment, how was your trading week? Did you follow your rules? If not, what made you break them? Let's rebuild a community that tells the truth about this game. I see you in the next weekly recap. Let's see if I can keep my rules and make some profits. Until then, trade smart, manage your risk, follow your rules, and remember, discipline first, profit second.